and good morning, dear ones. Robert Brzezinski with you. I have a dear friend, Reverend Mark Gilbert, with me this morning. Good morning, Reverend Mark.
Good morning, Robert. Great to be with you.
Oh, it's so good to have you with us. And we'll share a little bit more about all that Reverend Mark's done and his accomplishments later in the program. But what I want you to know is we've got a gentleman of high consciousness with us today, and he's here to help us pray and move into our day and into the world. And, that's what this program really is all about. We come together twice a day to be in prayer, to be in spiritual practice together, and the beauty of that is it happens every morning, 8:15 a.m. Mountain Time, and then again every evening at 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. So we get a chance to get together. We bring some great guests in, like Reverend Mark. Now, if you'd like to get prayer, if you'd like to get a prayer request into my book or onto this program or just into the general universal flow of good energy, then please send an email, revbriz@spiritevolving.com. I'll be happy to support you in that prayer work. If you'd like to get together on the phone and have a conversation, we can do that as well. Whatever it is, but definitely please utilize the power of a good affirmative spiritual mind treatment. So all right, well, let's jump into it here. Reverend Mark, glad to have you with us, and we really only have one question on this program. It's the same for everybody. During this time and this experience we've all been going through, what's been in your hearts? What's been in your prayers?
Yeah, I think the thing that's been coming up for me so much, Robert, is I was struck by the phrase "the new normal," and so I've written some blogs and done some videos on my YouTube channel all around that. It's about trying to recognize something new is being birthed. We went through some challenges. We're hitting this challenge, the speed bump in our global lives, and now we're going to come across it with a new consciousness and a new evolution. And I'm really seeing that, we're all birthing something, both in our individual lives and in the global life. And I think we're all wanting to claim a greater and higher vision for humanity, and both in our personal lives and collectively for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you this, you definitely hit on some of the themes that everyone on this program's been praying about for a couple of months now.
Yeah, it's one mind.
Exactly. And folks, that's again a big part of all of this is the more we can hear and remind ourselves of a bigger truth, and it's happening through so many people right now. I find the easier it is to stay away from the doom and the gloom and the conspiracy theories and who's right and who's wrong and who did this and who did and all that junk, and keep ourselves focused on the newness, on that new vision, on creating a world that works for everyone. So so glad you're with us today, Reverend Mark. Okay, let's so here's how it works, folks. This is what we call a share a prayer. And Reverend Mark's going to get started in a prayer. Spirit will take him where Spirit takes him. And at some point, Spirit will kind of say, okay, you're good. And he'll toss it over my way. I'll grab the prayer and continue with it, finish it up. And then we'll get a chance to let you learn a little bit more about how to stay in touch with Reverend Mark after that. So, dear one, please take us away.
Okay, thank you. And I know for myself that it's important to shift that consciousness. We are externally focused, and I invite everyone who is listening to these words to shift in their own awareness from an outward expression and gathering of all of the world of events into an inner awareness. And when we shift in that way, we know and recognize that there's a power and presence that moves through us. And I know this truth for myself, for Robert, for everyone who is listening to this program, for everyone on this planet. We are all part of a grand and glorious oneness. There's only one life, one power, one divine essence that moves in and through all of us and gives us our very existence. And I know that this power and presence that we can sense and feel when we touch into that inner awareness, we know that it also gives us the gift of the creation of the highest and greatest possible lives. I know that we can look forward and upward to a higher and greater expression as we move through these individual lives that we call ourselves, that we know that there is something greater and grander that is being birthed in us and through us as this grand expression of one. And it's in that place that I know that as we move through this challenge of the pandemic and any other worldly event challenges that are moving through our individual lives, that I know that we see these so-called challenges as opportunities for us to grow, for us to evolve to the highest potential of who we are. And it's in that space I know that we set aside any of the negativity, any of the things in our individual lives or collective lives that are wanting to hold us back, that we just acknowledge that they're there in the world. And then we shift our attention and focus away from them and know that there is a vision guiding us to the highest possible expression. And that's where we anchor our awareness each day. And I know that as we start this day and move into whatever we are going to be doing in the world of form, that we do so with a high watch, with love, with power, with presence, with an awareness of that oneness, so that we bring our gifts, our talents, and our heart energy of harmony and peace to all that we do. I know that this day we set aside any limitations and claim our greatness. Whatever is within us that is calling forth to be birthed, whatever that looks like individually to us, we allow ourselves to see it, know it in its fullness. We don't turn away from it, and we claim it and we move forward towards it. We set our individual attention to manifest it, and we take those steps that allow ourselves to create it. So I know that each and every one of us is creating and giving our special gifts and talents, that we are bringing abundance and prosperity to everyone on this planet. We are allowing everyone to feel supported through any challenges that they are going through. We know that we are releasing all of the worldly challenges of the pandemic and any other things we wish to label them as. And we see the other side. We cross that bridge to the other side of life, seeing that there is this great and grand expression that is birthing right now. And I just know that truth for myself, that as I move through this day, I am love, I am peace, I am harmony, and all that I do is bringing those gifts to everyone around me. I release the sense of separation and claim the sense of unity. I release the sense of competition and claim that cooperation that comes with knowing a deep, deep essence of unity of the one. And with that claim so deeply, I pause and hand my words off to Robert.
Mm. And I too feel that vibration of oneness, that recognition of the wholeness that is life, that is God's life. And I can sense and see how it moves and breathes and has its being as everyone, how this oneness, this God figure, this absolute truth reveals itself through the hands and the hearts and the minds of everyone everywhere. Even those I may not agree with, even those I don't see eye to eye with. Right there, God, in the hearts and the breath of everyone. So I too recognize that every person on this planet is absolutely vital to this experience we're having, to this evolutionary leap that is occurring. Everyone is vital in the gifts they bring, in the perspective they share, in the way they show up on the planet. For this is an opportunity for each one here to get to know God a whole lot better. And an opportunity for God to know itself even more, even better. A deeper expression of the love and the light, of the push and the pull, of the give and the take. A deeper expression of oneness that allows us to feel the abundance, to feel the prosperity, to embody and express all that God is into our lives. And thus we are creating the life of our own desires. And in creating the life of our desires, we're creating the life of God. We're creating a world that works for everyone. I don't always know how or why or when any of this happens. I don't know the shape or the form. I revel in the humanness of life, and I also embrace the divinity of life. I recognize the push and the pull of the human day, that there's that which is yes and that which is and at the end, and as it happens, I continually allow myself to turn to the one, to turn back to the source, to turn back to source, and to recognize that the love of God is shining forth into every experience. that the truth of God is shining forth into every interaction, every communication. I claim for each one here a deep remembrance of their own truth, of the truth of life on this planet, of the truth of the gift they are here to bring and to give and to share. Because together we really are creating a new world, a new way of living, a new way of being in community and connection, a new way of partnership and business, a new way of doing spiritual community. And we each get to be a part of this transformation. Everyone that hears these words now at another time, part of that transformation team. So I speak out and I claim for each a deep sense of shouting the yes that was within into the world, of loosing the divine vision that is within each one of us into this world, and collectively that becomes the masterpiece. Allowing the old and that which no longer serves to drift away, I embrace the newness. I turn towards the light. And I see the heart of God beating through each and every one I encounter this day. That is my truth. I see the heart and the mind of God expressing through and as everyone I encounter this day and beyond. So I am in a place of absolute gratitude for all that is transpiring here this day, for the good, the glory, for the godness of it. Most especially grateful to know that I can get out of the way and let God be God. That I loose this word into a law, the immutable law that must demonstrate that is in fact already operating upon these words, and I let it be. I let go and I let God be God. And if any of this has resonated in any way, I invite you to join in an affirmation of this truth as we say together, and so it is. And so it is. Ooh.
Yeah, very powerful. Yeah.
Thank you. I always come away from these just super jazzed. So, okay, folks, let's make sure you know how to stay in touch with Reverend Mark, because he is a pretty prolific guy. He's on Facebook. You can do a quick search on Facebook, Mark Gilbert. I'm sure you will find him. And what I really want you to do is I want you to check out his blog. And the accompanying YouTube channel. So the blog is, how many years you've been doing this now?
10 years.
10 years on this blog. Wow. I've been reading it all the way along, and I love what's there. There is so much rich commentary on what's going on in the world, what's going on in politics, what's going on in spiral dynamics, what's going on across the spectrum of wonderful topics. And it's a great read, and it'll keep you busy for a while. I promise you that. And then there's also his YouTube page, which then has a number of talks, some of which are directly related to blog posts, some that are more keynote speeches. Tell us a little bit more about the YouTube channel too.
Yeah, right now, I've been doing this for about a year and a half now, and I'm really excited and putting a lot of energy into it. Right now, I'm doing a series around the Ernest Holmes book, Basic Ideas of Science of Mind, and I'm taking one chapter at a time and doing a short video around that chapter, giving a few quotes from what he wrote and some thoughts on that to make it simple for folks to understand and absorb the concepts of the book. So we've gone through the first two chapters of the third one will be coming up this weekend. And I also do some other videos. I do some affirmative prayers like you were doing today. There'll be some for different topics. It's interesting that probably the most popular one was one I did on weight loss, an affirmative prayer for weight loss. And that seems to be a lot of people are going and watching that one.
Right on.
Yeah, it's a fun thing, and it puts something out there that people can go and watch at their leisure and get some benefit from it. And it's a great part of what I like to do.
Good. Oh, perfect. Well, folks, I've put a link in the comment section of this broadcast, and to let you know where you can reach. He's got one website that kind of goes everywhere as well. Right. That is markgilbert.us.
Yeah, if you go there, there's a link to the YouTube, the Conscious Bridge, and the blog site, and everything is linked from that one site.
So that's a great way to find everything. And before we depart here today, I do want to remind you all that we're really rapidly approaching Monday. And if you've been watching this program, you know that on Monday we're starting a brand new program. This is and when you get there we go. This is Activate Your Soul's Purpose. It's a 21-day journey. We're going to start Monday, May 18th, next Monday, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. It's a live program into a private Facebook group, so nobody will be able to see what you share. All conversations are confidential. All experiences are confidential. You won't be able to share these videos out into other groups or other places. You're only going to be able to experience this from within this group. And by the beauty of Facebook Live, as soon as the program's over, the archive is available for you. So if this time frame doesn't fit in your schedule, well, I'm sure there's 45 minutes somewhere in your schedule that you can work this in. We've got a bunch of people signing up, and it's going to be a really, really good time. If you'd like to get involved, there are a couple of ways to get more information. First off, you can jump over to that website, 21dayjourney.gr8.com. Jot your email in there and we'll send you some more information, explain how to get signed up in the Facebook group, or just send me a message. Send me a direct message here on Facebook. Send me an email. Let me know you'd like to be a part of it. We'll get you involved in the program. Make sure you're up to speed on all of that by the time we get started on Monday. So, okay. Reverend Mark, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for all you're doing with this work, Robert. It's wonderful. Life-changing.
Well, thank you. It's a lot of fun, and I trust that it serves because people keep showing up. So as long as you keep showing up, folks, I'll keep doing this. I'll keep bringing great guests on to pray with us. I'll pray on my own on occasion, and make sure that we keep getting our prayer on. So I'll be back 8:15 p.m. this evening. Until then, peace and blessings. Make it a great day. We love you. Bye now.